Well, I got absolutely flashbanged by the comment section in yesterday's video. Because if you didn't see yesterday's video was on the topic of the Oban Festival event that was going on in the Armory. Well, it still is going on in the Armory as of the recording of this video. It's a pretty strange combination of ships that they're giving away in that event. Fairly lackluster in my opinion. But I got absolutely jumped by you guys because many of you thought that yesterday's video, I'm recording this video yesterday, I recorded these videos a day in advance, right? I was talking about the Oban Festival when many of you guys assumed I was talking about the out of frickin' nowhere Salvage for Victory event that Wargaming launched today, the day of recording, Wednesday, for the La Pampa. Which it's like, I don't remember them mentioning this. Did they mention this? I don't remember it. I remember they mentioned that, I believe, the battleship that I should know, the Valparaiso, was going to come back in a Salvage for Victory event or a Still Will style event at the end of the year. I remember them mentioning that. They also mentioned that Kitakami would be coming back within 2 years of its release, which we've now entered that time frame right about now. So those were the Salvage for Victory events I was expecting to see pop up, toward the end of the year this year. But not this one, and there's still no article about this on Wargaming's website, because that's where I went right away when I read all those comments. I was like, well, I don't remember seeing a Salvage for Victory event in the patch notes. And I went on the website, no mention of it on the website. Still, as of 5 o'clock U.S. Central Time, still no mention of it on the website at all. But sure enough, if you head on over to the Armory in-game, it's there, and yeah, you can get the La Pampa right now. So, in today's video, we're going to talk about the La Pampa, whether or not you may want to acquire her in this event, and whether or not, if you do want to acquire her in this event, is this a good event, do you get good value, all that jazz, so forth and so on. So first off, what is a Salvage for Victory event? A Salvage for Victory event is an event where you can obtain ships and other rewards by giving up your resources. It's a event Wargaming came up with a few years ago because a lot of the more veteran players like myself have just tons of resources sitting around. Coal, for example, I have 1.1 million coal right now because Wargaming hasn't been cranking out as many coal ships as they used to, and I have all of them, so I don't really have much need for coal. I might buy the odd module here and there, but that's about it. So I can exchange a good chunk of that coal for progress in this event. You can exchange coal, steel, Elite Commander XP, credits, and doubloons to fill up the progress bar for this event. And along the way, at various stages, you can unlock rewards. And upon first glance, if you don't look very, very closely, you might say, oh, this doesn't look too bad. Sea Lord, I can dump in 4,000 doubloons and almost be halfway done with the Tashkent 44. And if I add in a couple of 100,000 credits, I'm almost halfway to the Tashkent 39 in this event. Well, this is my only real issue with this event. They pull a Mr. Beast with the progress bar here. If you guys don't know, in Mr. Beast videos, when he runs the ad, he has that little orange bar at the bottom of his screen, and at first the bar progresses incredibly quickly. So it looks like, it's going to be like a 10-second ad read. I won't even bother skipping over this portion of the video, because as I'm sure most of you do, I do that when I, see the next Raid Shadow Legends mention, or the NordVPN, or the Delete Me section of the video start to pop up. I'll just, drag forward a few seconds and, get through it. But, he makes it look like it's going to be like a 10-second ad read or whatever. And then that bar slows down. They do the exact same thing here. Because as you can see, I can dump in all of my credits, all of my Elite Commander XP, all of my steel, and all of my coal that I can put in for this event, and it just gets me just over the Tashkent 39, which is only 36% of the way through the event, which is under half.
Why are you the way that you are?
because you can only toss in so much coal, so much steel, and so much elite commander XP. I believe steel can make up 5% of your total progress bar, the elite commander XP another 5%, credits another 5%, and then 10% of it can be coal. The rest of the progress bar, so that's 15, 10, 25, the other 75% of the bar has to be made up of doubloons. So let me just go ahead and dump all my coal, all my steel, all of my elite commander XP, and all the credits I can toss into that. So yeah, the rest of this has to be completely doubloons, which, shoot, I only have 4,800 in my account right now. That only takes me up to a 36.1%. So as you can tell, I still have to go a fair amount of the way to get to the La Pampa. Granted, I only have to get to the 90% line to get the La Pampa. But, I mean, still, that's a stupid amount of doubloons for the La Pampa. So in my case, it looks like I need about another 40-ish thousand doubloons for the La Pampa, so I'd either have to get the any amount of doubloons bundle, or like the, what is the 50,000 doubloon bundle for like $200-ish to get the La Pampa. So that's even with giving up, what, 2,200 steel, with giving up 55,000 coal and 9.2 million credits and 370,000 elite commander XP. So on top of all that, another $200-ish worth of doubloons. Again, I'm just doing some generalish math right now in order to get the La Pampa, which you're not just getting the La Pampa, you are getting 3 days of Warships premium time, the Agile perma camo, a port slot, a unique, a special commander, the Tashkent 39, which is a tier 7 premium Soviet destroyer, and the La Pampa. And if you go all the way, you'll get the Revel of Color enemy destruction effect. So you're getting, you know, $200-ish worth of content here anyway. I mean, again, the Tashkent 39 is a tier 7 premium ship. That's another $30-ish value on top of the La Pampa, which tier 10 ships go for $180 outright, somewhere thereabouts, US. So, yeah, I mean, if you do the math, you are getting what you pay for. So, is it worth it? Well, the La Pampa is an interesting destroyer. The whole thing about the La Pampa is that she has 15 torpedo tubes that reload in, if you have the build that I have on her, which obviously is pretty much a full torpedo build, you have a reload time of 99.5 seconds, which isn't really that long considering you have 15 torpedoes. And these torpedoes are pretty good. Their range is 10.5 kilometers, which doesn't sound great, but we'll get there. They do maximum damage of 17,500, and they travel at 73 knots, and they're detectable from 1.3 kilometers away. So they're on the faster side of torps. They do, you know, better-ish damage than like the pan-European torpedoes, but not as much as, you know, some of the heavier-hitting high-tier torpedoes. But you are throwing 15 of them at a time at the enemy team. And your ship has a detection range of 5.8 kilometers with a build on it. So it's a fairly stealthy destroyer that can get pretty close to larger targets and toss 15 torpedoes at them. And she gets torpedo reload booster with the Pan American combat instructions that give her the 85% buff to the reload time of her consumables. So you can crap out 30 torpedoes with the La Pampa at a time, pop your combat instructions, and get that torpedo reload booster back fairly quick. And of course, if you have Joaquin Lisboa, you can throw him on here, and, you know, you build the progress bar by staying undetected. So you stay undetected twice, pop the instructions for no reason, you get the 25% buff to your combat instructions, and get the buff to the maneuverability of your ship. So the La Pampa excels at finding those choke points and just flooding them with torpedoes, or you find a battleship by itself off in the back somewhere or on the flank, you just walk up to him and just murder him, right? Because, yeah, torpedoes only do 17,000 maximum damage, but when you have 30 of them coming at you, it's pretty gnarly. And, yeah, it only has a 2.5 kilometer range on the torps too, so it's not like, you know, it can just deny, you know, the ability for any ship to exist on a flank. but it's pretty goofy when you can pull it off. Now, is it worth... Oh, by the way, too, she still gets smoke screen. I forgot about all the other stuff that she has, because that is her main party trick, right? She does get a smoke screen on top of all of that. It lasts for 97 seconds. It disperses for 22 seconds. So, pretty decent smoke. And you do get a heal. You get a repair party, but only 2 charges base. It reaches 143 HP per second. She did get a super heal back in the days of her testing, but that did get changed to just a standard heal. And you do get some guns, but I mean, the guns aren't really the point of the La Pampa, it's the torpedo power. But if you are wondering, you do get 4 of the 113mm guns. They only pin 19mm of armor, so you can use them to, you know, kind of swat at other destroyers as they come by and farm some fire damage off of enemy battleships and such. But the ship is not a main gun destroyer. You know, it's obviously meant to be torpedo focused, so that's what I would go if you do wind up getting her. So, is she worth it? Well, if you were waiting for the La Pampa to come back, if you're a torpedo boat guy and you have been just waiting with bated breath for this ship to come back, sure, go ahead, pick her up. But if you are just an average Joe and you see this shiny rare ship that Wargaming's tossed into this bundle, and you're thinking, well, I got all these free doubloons and still from this event, maybe I should go ahead and use some of them to, you know, get the price of the La Pampa down and get this rare ship. Because, you know, I see it crap out 30 torpedoes, you know, and, you know, all you see the little red Doritos on the flank when it's on the other team. No, don't fall for it. It's not worth just getting just to get it. It's not a Musashi. It's not a OG Missouri. It's not... Well, I was going to say an Enterprise, but, like, even Enterprise isn't even that great anymore in today's World of Warships. Still pretty good carrier, but, I don't think it'd be worth like the $200 that you got to cough up to get it. You know, it's not one of those ships that's like, you know, you should definitely pick this up. You know, if there's like a Nelson, yeah. If it was Nelson Musashi or OG Missouri, sure, yeah, by all means, you know, go for it. But it's not that crazy. It's actually, I don't want to say fairly well balanced, but it does have, you know, some good downsides. It's fairly slow. There's no engine boost. It doesn't have a lot of gun power, so if it does get caught by a more gun-focused destroyer, it's going to have a terrible time. And keep in mind, too, you only have 2 turrets in the front, so when you're running away, you can't even, like, shoot to cover yourself or anything like that. And the torps are only 10.5 kilometers with range, with regards to range, so... Yeah, well, yeah, it's goofy. It's kind of a high-risk, high-reward playstyle. You gotta get close to the enemy ship till they get the torps off. You might think, well, you can launch from 10.5 kilometers away. Not really, because that's like their maximum range. So if the ship that you're firing them at even like maneuvers a little bit or strays a little bit away from, you know, toward the outside of your firing range, then you may not have that range. I mean, in my experience, you know, like 7, 8-ish kilometers is more of the, you know, more comfortable range to get these torps off on, and that's very close when you're talking about like tier 10 ships, right? So yeah, there's a fair amount of risk when using it, but it's a funny, goofy trick, right? I'm not gonna lie, it's satisfying to pull it off when you do, you know, lob 30 torpedoes at something and it just kind of explodes, right? But it's definitely not a ship that I would go and throw all these free doubloons at or this free still at. Save that for like the center container event if you're looking for an event to spend that on, in my opinion. Again, I had a whole video, was it Tuesday, talking about what I think you should spend your doubloons on, and link to that's here if you want to go check out that video. But again, just to reiterate, if you're waiting for the La Pampa to come back, then please by all means go ahead and get the ship. If, you know, it looks like a ship you want to play, you're a torpedo boat player, you're a destroyer player, you've just been waiting for it to come back, then yeah, by all means go ahead, pick up the ship, hope you have fun with it, and please be kind to me when we run across one another in battle. So guys, that is the La Pampa event, the Salvage for Victory event. And then what you guys think about it in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about the La Pampa. If you have one, you know, do you enjoy her? Do you regret coughing up all those stuff you had to get for her back in the day and all that jazz? But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this and all that jazz. Hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday and wonderful rest of your week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.